least 3 people, including a man and his wife, are feared dead after a 2-story building under construction collapsed in Mamboleo Estate, Kisumu County. The 1 p.m. mishap that left more than 7 people injured occurred while masons were laying the slab for the 3rd floor, which is popularly known as Koroga. Okukusa is live from the scene, and of course one of the people of interest are the contractors.
That the 5-story residential building under construction, which collapsed, has no proper foundation and was not approved by the National Construction Authority. Experts and engineers who visited the site said that the building crumbled because it stands on a weak foundation. The building developed cracks before sinking in the early hours of Friday. No one was injured as masons who were at the site escaped unhurt. Plans are underway to demolish the building, with tenants who live close advised to stay away until further notice. The incident coming just 3 days after another building collapsed in Kihara, Gashie, a few kilometers from Kinoo. Experts have linked the rampant collapse of buildings to greedy developers dodging approvals from authorities.
The project was not approved by the National Construction Authority. From the information we have, there was no site engineer, there was no site supervisor, so you wonder how the work was going on. Well, that is something that will be investigated by the police and the National Construction Authority.
Ilianza kuteremka pole, lakini tulijua wakati tuliona ile miti imeshikilia ile jengo, watu tuone ikiruka, tukajua jengo linaenda chini. Lakini shida kubwa hilo jengo si ati ni imejengwa vibaya, ni venye kwa hiyo side hiyo jengo imesinki. Kulikuwa na mtaro ulikuwa umechimbwa hapo ya fio. Sasa wenye walikuja wakaji kujenga hawakuangalia chini, walikuja kupata tu mchanga imetandazwa.
Hata hizo miti mnaona hapo zimeanguka kwangu because it's just opposite my place. It's a very, very scary thing. It is very scary. You don't know kama itaanguka to damage your house. You don't know the next move.
We just picked whatever we could pick, our phones and my baby and his towel, and we came out.
Why do buildings collapse? According to an engineer we interviewed for this report, the following are the most common reasons why buildings collapse.
An in-depth explanation of the major factors listed a while ago is as follows. 1. Inadequate foundation sizes that can withstand the loading from the buildings. Most foremen have now replaced the engineers, because they charge cheaply, to provide plans used elsewhere with certain sizes of foundations which may not be adequate for the proposed building. 2. Cracks on the members' columns, slabs, beams and the stairs. Cracks may develop on the buildings if the limit of the material to take the load is exceeded, technically referred to as characteristics limit state. Mostly the columns, beams and slab are critical members that supports the frame structure of a building. Sometimes if the members are not properly cured, they may crack or fail, leading to the collapse of the structure. 3. Disregard of regulatory authorities like NCA, NEMA and the Department of Physical Planning at the counties. These bodies are to ensure all the preliminary requirements as set out by the law of the land are met. They also do offer advisory opinions whenever approached by prospective developers. If this is not done, the mistakes are likely to be life-threatening and risky for the developer. 4. Disregard of building codes and manuals during design and construction. These specify all the requirements that need to be adhered to avoid any failure of the structure. The first bylaws for building development controls were introduced in Kenya by the colonial government in 1926. They were applied to the then Nairobi Town Council. These were later replaced by the Nairobi City Council bylaws, building, in 1948, that then included town planning and zoning requirements. The local government adopted bylaws, building, Order 1968. The current code is by the National Construction Authority Act, No. 41 of 2011, the National Building Code, 2020. 5. No quality assurance and control measures enforcement. Most of the cases are due to the fact that the materials recommended on the drawings are not tested to ensure the specifications are being met during construction. 6. Lack of engineer supervision on site who is the trained professional to assess risks and mitigate them before a tragedy happens. The engineer has a professional burden of deregistration if the building they approve the drawings and supervised fails. 7. Unscrupulous contractors not properly registered and trained as per NCA requirements. Such contractors do not abide by the required procedures and prefer shortcuts leading to tragedies. NCA maintains a database and designates all bona fide contractors in Kenya according to their capabilities financially and equipment-wise to complete projects. 8. Improper concrete, technically referred to as mixed design. Different buildings according to the structural engineer's specifications would require different strength designations to withstand the loadings of the building. 9. Non-approved blueprints of both architectural and structural dimensions leads to errors of omission and commission during actual construction on-site that always leads to fatalities. 10. Lack of oversight by the government-mandated bodies to ensure all the regulations are being complied with. These bodies include the Kenya Bureau of Standards, the Ministry of Public Works and Transport, and the inspectorate officials from the counties. What you can do to change the tide. 1. Individuals who seek to construct buildings are advised to seek technical advice from the right professionals. There are no shortcuts with an investment running into millions of shillings. 2. The right people to consult are trained architects, engineers and construction managers. 3. You can directly contact Bisiv Enterprise at gmail.com for an inquiry on your proposed projects. Alternatively, call or WhatsApp 0725810712 for a quick response. We all have an obligation to stop deaths, loss of property and make Kenya a prosperous country.